Coming off a nice road win, felt really good about escaping Iowa City. I thought we played pretty solid. Obviously we turned the ball over a little bit, and that was unfortunate. But I thought our half-court offense was really good. I thought other than a couple of opportunities late, we were pretty dialed in on the defensive side. But and obviously plus 29 on the glass was something to feel good about and helped us win the game and overcome the turnovers. But as always, is one thing I think that I've done here in my time is we're going to try to play people and play really good people. And we're excited to have Arizona in the return of what was a home and home. Obviously didn't play the game last year due to COVID and travel restrictions that made it pretty difficult to try to set that date. But one of the elite programs in the history of college basketball. You're talking about a program with rich tradition and great fan base. Tommy's in his first year. Obviously, Tommy paid his dues at Gonzaga and had unparalleled success there on the recruiting front, and inherits a tremendous program and is doing a nice job, and they're off to a great start. It's a very, very good Arizona basketball team. They've got great length, great size. They've got really talented players, and so we're excited to welcome them to Champaign, to the State Farm Center. It's one of the things I said I was going to continue to try to do was prepare our team for Big Ten play. We're obviously 2-0 in that. Now it's back to non-league games here for a little bit, and continue to grow and prepare ourselves for January and February with the remaining 18 games we have left in conference play. So great challenge ahead of us, and a fast-paced Arizona team, and we'll have to play really well.
Brad, what do you like about setting it up in a home and home versus an MTE environment with the high level competition?
Our fans get to see us. I mean, our fans get to see high quality opponents in our building, and so many times we only play these games in venues that are neutral site, and I think it's one of the great travesties that, and not that I'm against MTEs, but I think it's one of the great travesties that happen in college basketball is we don't play home and homes, and our fans deserve the opportunity to see us play really good games, and we've tried to do that here since I've been here, and it prepares you to go on the road in Big Ten play when you play these opponents and play this level. You're not in culture shock when the first time you go see a packed house. So I love these games, and I think it's what's great for college basketball. It's great for sports, and I think our players enjoy playing in games like this. So, but most of this is very fan based. I think it's great for our fans not to just see bye games all the time, but to see high level opponents come in, and I love going on the road as well for these games.
And sort of along that line, just so like Texas play at Gonzaga, just how important could games like this be for college basketball as a whole, especially at maybe this point of the season, like in that first month-ish?
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of things. I think, one, we're in a lull. We're in between football season and the bowls. Great opportunity but most importantly, I think it's the opportunity to prepare your team. I think we forget about preparation for our team, and every team's different, every year's different. We're trying to win a Big Ten championship, and that's our goal. You win a Big Ten championship, you're a really good basketball team. What helps us prepare to win a Big Ten championship? And it's playing games like this, and playing different styles, and playing different philosophies, and it's always been my motto. It's always been my belief, and you're not. We're understanding who we are and dealing with adversity when you play games like this, and Obviously, Arizona presents some problems and some different areas and challenges, and we've got to be able to handle those as we move into January and February.
Coach, generally speaking, does the up-tempo style, does that play to your strengths as a team, or would you rather slow teams down and make it into a half-court game?
It never hasn't. I mean, it's always been, we've always taken a lot of pride in being able to run with anybody, and we've been at the top of that food chain, at the Power 5 level anyway. And it's not that we can't or we don't. We do. We do. Whatever the scenario is, we want to be able to play that way. But playing up tempo, playing fast is something that our guys thrive in. We've got a extremely fast point guard in Trent Frazier. We've got guys who can run, and taking those opportunities when they're there are something we're going to continue to always do.
Brad, obviously getting guys healthy and back has helped in these last 5 games, but has there been an understanding of role identification among the guys? And if so, maybe what goes into kind of building that?
Playing together and playing actually helps those a lot. Everybody starts to identify those roles. Everybody starts to identify through execution on the offensive end where shots come from. The other team sets some of those standards by how they handle you in a scouting report. And all those things happen kind of organically and naturally. And yet there are conversations that have to happen, and understand that, we don't want player A taking a shot, 4 seconds in when he's guarded, when it might be an okay shot for somebody else. But again, it's starting to happen. It's starting to we're starting to mature into those roles, and that's kind of happens naturally.
Yeah. Arizona's got 5 starters from 5 different countries, and you've got 3 and some guys at the benches. What change to college basketball has maybe come from players coming from all over in the last, I think it's just been more common in the last 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, I think, you look at what Tommy did at Gonzaga when he was there. They had a ton of international guys. Sean Miller, the previous coach there, went that direction, and all those guys are international kids. We've had our fair share of those here. Basketball is a worldwide sport, and the world has caught up with us in the United States. We're not just that dominant team anymore. That you look at the NBA, the NBA's got just a plethora of international guys. Some of the best players in the NBA are international guys. And their IQ, their feel, their skill set is something that is unparalleled. And it's we would all, the basketball world's kind of a small fraternity. We have access to people worldwide, and through video and streaming and so on and so forth. So I love international kids, and obviously Tommy's had a lot of success in his past, and obviously Sean, prior to his leaving, started to believe in him, and they've got a team full of them.
When you look at the size that they have on their roster and the way they defended the paint, what's key for Kofi to get the most out of this matchup and to do his thing?
Kofi's got to be Kofi. We've got to, I think it's more about our other guys understanding opportunities. They're going to double Kofi. It's what they do. They're a strong side double team. They get into full rotations. They're very good at it. They force 23% of all post-ups end up in turnovers. Kofi's got to be a big boy, and he's got to play big boy basketball and not let the double team bother him. And we've seen him, facilitate. We've seen him make great passes this year. He's got to take his opportunities when they're there. And, they do throw a lot of size at you. And Koloko and Ballo are big guys, and Tubulus, and, they can throw size at you. So, but where they've been really effective is with their double teams.
Brad, have you seen anything with Jeff that's specifically about how he's been able to help Kofi's development, maybe even before you promoted him this past season?
Well, I think Jeff and Kofi have had an unbelievable relationship. I think they've they've nurtured a relationship that is extremely strong, and that's on the individual basis. That's not basketball. That's just personal. And and then that's the one thing Jeff is. Jeff is a tremendous big man coach. He understands it. He had a lot of success at Evansville and along his stops with other big guys, and he knows that position. He knows that aspect of it. So he's continued to expand Kofi's knowledge and his growth, and that relationship, that personal relationship, is built on trust, and I think that's continued to help Kofi grow.
Specifically, he's been able to help Kofi with, or Sidon has helped Kofi with his free throw shooting. That's something you've seen since the offseason he's been able to accomplish.
Yeah, and I still haven't figured that out because Jeff was broke. God, oh Friday, he was a bad free throw shooter. But no, and that's a fact. That's that thing had more. Jeff was not a good free throw shooter. We would fake sick to fake hurt to get him out of the game at the end of the game. But he has helped him. He's given him tremendous confidence, and he's worked with him a lot on it. And his ability to understand. I think Kofi's maturing. He's learning to focus. He's learning to concentrate. He's not worried about being tired or breathing hard when he's shooting free throw now, and that's maturity. So.
Coach, Omar Payne's been kind of up and down. Was really good against Rutgers. Only played a few minutes against Iowa. What do you need from him against Arizona on Saturday?
A lot of good minutes. He needs to be productive. He's a guy that can help us, and I think he's a guy that kind of fell into some tough luck the other night. His not playing wasn't due to him as much as it was he got into a bad rhythm, and the game kind of changed that way, and we played Ben, but he'll be good. He'll be good tomorrow.
When you've got your game focus on, do you notice this thing, the Stripe the Stadium?
Yeah, I know all about it. I put all those orange and blue and T-shirts in the stand yesterday, and then I bailed about 3 rows up because I realized that there's like 7 million rows, and I needed some help, and I wasn't going to do anymore. So no, this is what this is about, man. This is what college sports should be about. It's fun. It's if we create a memory and a fun day and gosh darn, I mean it's what this is meant to be, is a lot of fun and a lot of energy, and 2 really good teams doing battle. And this year it's in front of our fans. 2 years ago it was in front of theirs, and I like that stuff.
Can you, when you're on the bench and the players are on the bench, can you see it? Does it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So if I could get one more about the roles. I mean, you've talked a lot about different processes and building this. What's it like for you guys as a coaching staff, whether you're maybe nudging the role identification forward a little bit or just watching it build? I mean, it seems like something that you might enjoy.
Yeah, but I enjoy it. It can be very painstaking at times, because you don't, this has been a different fall. This fall, with all the injuries, with all the with Kofi being suspended, with Bello out, and everything that we set to do has gone to another page. It's been back in the burn. It's on the back burner, and so you slowly start putting some of that stuff back in, but you got to figure out how to win a game because the games are upon you. So the role identifications become a little bit of a process. And it's taken a little more time, and that's frustrating at times. But it's ultimately what this thing is about as you head into conference play. And as you want to be solidified. You want to know as you start heading into those. And that's what makes the December conference games hard, is you can be unsettled in those roles. And we've always kind of been that, and we were this year. So it's been frustrating, but it's also the part I love about molding it and putting it together.
Any update on Bello for tomorrow?
Same as. Better. He's getting better. He's getting much better.
players on this team were about 3 or 4 years old when the '05 game happened. Do you bring that up at all to them, show them tape, or is that just kind of in the past?
That's a long time ago. Our players don't even hardly know who Darren Williams was and Dee Brown. I mean, that's just, it's been that long ago. Was 16? What is it? Was 16 years ago now? So no, everything's new. Everything's. Our fans remember the history, and there's a lot of it, but it doesn't go any further than that. So I'm not going to make it any bigger issue than it is.
Brad, I just wanted to know if maybe the elf hat comes out anytime later this holiday season like it did yesterday.
I don't know how to look.
Good.
I mean, I got big enough ears anyway. I don't know. I'm sure I need the damn elf ears to, But no, it's a great time of year. And if y'all don't know, I love Christmas. I decorate my house. I love it. I sit in the office all the time and listen to Christmas music, literally from start to finish. So I love this time of year.
You're probably not looking at the net rankings in December or thinking about resume. But
What are those? Huh?
the idea
What? What? No, I have not. So
the idea that this could be a game that matters to either side down the road, does that go through your thought process at all?
no, it's early December, and I know we got 18 extremely hard games coming in league play. So the net, we're going to play people. We do every year. You have no idea how they play out in their conference, who wins, who doesn't. I mean, Rio Grande Valley could win their league. You don't know. You play the teams that you think are the best and can help you. And so I don't, Derek. I mean, and I'm being very serious. I haven't looked one time at a net ranking, nor will I until late January probably.
And talking about roles, I know he was hampered early on, but Austin Hutcherson, is there room there for more minutes and a bigger role?
Not for a while. He's out. He's still fighting his. He came back and then he got sick and was out for 7 or 8 days with the flu, and then came back and has re-aggravated that pubis bone injury that caused him to be out before. So we miss him. He can help us, and yet he's got to get 100%.
On a follow-up to the Bello deal, how much discussion is there in this process that we got to be fair to the young man in the sense of he's been out for a long time, and to expect him to just jump right back in and be everything you ask him to be is a little
Well,
not realistic.
I don't plan on bringing him back until he can be everything I expect him to be, and I think that's make no mistake. I mean, we are. I don't care who it is, whether it's somebody with the flu or whether it's somebody with an injury. I mean, we're not going to bring them back to ever not be the best that they can be, and jeopardize anything that has anything to do with their well-being.
If I could get one more on Hutcherson, this guy seems like he's kind of had a string of really tough breaks. What are the conversations like with him to try to keep him in the right space?
Yeah, it's just it's probably a challenge that will help him much later in life. Deal with some adversity, and good, bad, unfortunate, devastating. I think you can look at all those adjectives, and that's what we feel, because nobody believes in Hutch more than me and in his ability, and just trying to get back and comfortable. And now you get something that just aggravates the heck out of you. So we've got the back in a great place and healthy, and now at some point he'll be back and he'll be able to start going, and we hope that that's the last of it.
Coach, their leading scorer, Benedict Matherin, looks like a pretty tough matchup. Have you seen a lot of tape on him, and what do you think of his game?
I haven't watched any tape on Arizona at all. I had to say that. Sorry. I haven't watched any on He's a really good player. He's what they look like. He's what they look like, guys. He's a, he's a 6'7", really athletic. Saw him in high school. Saw him growing up. He's a guy that has extreme bounce. He's elite in the open court. He's a dead eye. I mean, he's a really good perimeter shooter. He's gonna be a next level guy. It's what they look like, and he plays with tremendous motor. But his athleticism is really elite. Thank you. Sorry, Doug. I had to say.